What's going on? This is Travis from Carter Cow Capital, helping you fight for your financial freedom throughout the Forex market. Today's Saturday, so it's a bad beat Saturday. What we're going to end up doing each Saturday is basically end up talking about our overall losses in Forex trading, some of the best stories that we end up having, and hopefully we can be able to help you be able to correct your overall mistakes based off of losing money and being able to go from there. So understand this, everybody talks about winning. I mean, it's always great to be able to talk about the money that's being put into your account after you end up doing a good trade, but no one really never talks about the bad beats that they even have. So what I want to be able to do is basically end up opening it up for each and every person that wants to be able to talk about some of the bad losses that they had. It can end up being very therapeutic, and also we can be able to make fun of ourselves by being able to do it. So here's my story. I'm going to end up talking about my first big loss that I ended up having for Forex trading. So I've been trading for the last 5 years. And when I first got started trading, I actually ended up meeting a guy who ended up telling me about a person that ended up having these signals. And with these signals, basically what will happen is you will get something on your phone and it will end up telling you whether to buy the Euro US dollar or buy the US Canadian dollar. And from there, that's all you had to do. Well, me not knowing a lot of the stuff about what you need to do for leverage and everything else for trading, I ended up seeing that I had an opportunity to be able to make a large amount of money and be able to do it very quickly because I was so naive. So I started off with $1,000 account, and my first few trades that I ended up doing, I actually ended up doing through demos. So we ended up having these large swings in the market, and I ended up seeing how successful that this signal service was actually doing. So what I ended up doing when I had my money inside of the account, my plan was every time that I end up making a trade, I want to go after $100 or more, which means that all I have to do is get 20 pips if I end up raising my lot leverage up, right? Or all I have to do is get 33 pips to be able to do it if I end up doing $3 a pip. So the plan was working. I ended up getting my account up to $2,500. And I was so happy. I was just writing all this stuff on my chalkboard wall. And I was like, okay, well, my next plan is to be able to go out to 3,500. And if I can get to 3,500, then I can start doing $5 a pip and be able to really boost up my account when it comes down to that. The only problem in being able to do that was that every time that we end up taking a trade on this signal service, it said that you should not have a stop loss. So went to sleep with a trade that ended up getting plugged in. I believe it was on a pound New Zealand dollar. And this was right during the time when Brexit and everything else like that was very prevalent. And they was trying to be able to make a decision on what they were going to end up doing. So I ended up waking up with $2,500 in my account and I ended up going to sleep with $2,500 in my account and ended up waking up with $2,000 in my account. Did not know where the $500 went. And what I ended up doing was I ended up quickly closing out the account. So I was like, okay, well, I ended up taking a $500 loss. It was a bigger gain that I ended up having. I'm okay with having $2,000. I just go through there. So a little bit of background about myself. I'm a teacher, so that means that I'm in front of students all the time, and I'm not necessarily paying attention to the charts. But on this one day, I was like, okay, well, is there a way that I can be able to get my money back based off of these signals that actually end up coming in? So patiently looked at the phone while I was actually talking, ended up getting one signal to be able to go in. And I was so excited to be able to get into that trade. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to end up getting my money back. I end up placing in the trade. The trade automatically end up going down to the negative. So $2,000 turned into $1,900 just that quick. I end up doing it again because another signal ended up coming in. I end up taking that trade, lost again, $1,800. Took another trade, lost again, $1,700. Took another trade, lost again. My account ended up going to $1,500. So literally in one day, I ended up losing $1,000 worth of trades just by one, raise trading, and two, not having a stop loss and not being patient and allowing the market to be able to move my way. So moral of the story, anytime that you end up taking a trade, you should always have 3 different entries when it comes down to being able to trade. Whether you do signals, whether you do your own automated trading, whether you end up doing your own manual trading, you should always have an entry. You should always have a protective stop, knowing how much money you're willing to lose. And you should always have a take profit anytime that you end up taking a trade. If you like what we end up doing for this video, please make sure that you end up placing in your overall bad beats and send them to the email that I'm going to place on the description below. Once again, we're trying to make this very therapeutic to each and every person. Some people can end up having the same story that I end up having, but this was my biggest loss when I first got started trading, and hope everybody end up liking it. Please make sure that you end up liking, sharing, subscribing. Like always, plain just trade, plan your trade, trade your plan. Everyone, y'all have a good one.